94.7 Asempa FM Sony Ekosiisen dwumedi no asugusu awutie no ma yana mu nyina asensan ma kwa babie emfa mumra dwumedi so mene Youth and Sport Minister the Honorable Mustapha Ussif and AD Nkomo na yeshase from the African Games Airbus next year August 2023. Ghana and a host in the Accra 2023. It promises to be an interesting game. Over 7,000 athletes and officials in Eba Ghana for that 3-week sporting fiesta. Ain't Ghana be the papa Nyameya Doma next year. And you didn't come about the preparations, but you drew baby. We have to link what we are doing, sport infrastructure here building for the African Games to existing sport infrastructure in our country. Honorable, me say what, and you will not be happy about this, but say CAF, say you need standard football stadium to host international matches. What exactly any CAF determination on what about two? I know almost a day.
Obi, me that's a pass. Obi says a question way. CAF in CAF say Ghana you need standard stadium facility among casa.
Okay.
Idea CAF and says I won't say Mbrebia you international game and a match no. Say FA for no etro Emma CAF. Na CAF be inspection of the various facilities per se ye use etimidi host that match na event no. Nti we say African Cup World Cup qualification near the two stadium in a koye the Greater Accra and the Cape Coast and the koye San Breno na first phase of the renovation of Kumasi's Baba Yara Sports Stadium it was ongoing. The first phase was ongoing if you follow into me for Baba Yara nka and bra na construction work in nema ekoso ho nti almost satisfy Cape Coast and almost satisfy Greater Accra. So as we speak, those two stadiums have been certified to be able to host any of the international tournaments. Because even next month, CAF sanctioned under 17 tournament is taking place in Ghana.
Okay.
Sanctioned under 17 Waffle Zone B. Yeah, it's going to take place in Cape Coast. And Cape Coast is going to host it. And also, when we say June, Ghana will be playing AFCON qualification,
yes.
And the qualifier will play it, and they've also satisfied and passed Cape Coast Sports Stadium. Liberia Minister Ephraim last week said almost person will use your facilities because almost need facilities here. And now we say CAF are sanctioned, almost satisfied Accra Sports Stadium too. So these are the facilities. But they say we phase one of the renovation of Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
Phase one.
Phase one.
What happened then? We phase one.
Phase one. Until phase two no any ebeshase. But phase two no nema be at the dressing room. Na ewo hode da. Adia na ewo hode da. And almost they say no. Say expand the dressing room to meet certain requirements. And so until yene Nigeria match no be kaya. Ye chro so mo behwe adwuma ye mo buy mo behu say mate me additional way but almost say na for temporary measure until almost satisfy mo my pass ye mate me use ye host Nigeria for the World Cup qualifier no our home game and am say we are yen making sure say bit me meet the other requirements now mo can say you know. And at all those requirements, we are working on them to ensure that they also meet those requirements. Then we can invite CAF again at any time at our cost to come and inspect and pass it. So we have asked the contractor to go on and work on it very quickly.
Where Kumasi,
no?
That's the phase two.
So because Ghana, you need facilities, about me hosting any international game and now tournament, and then you need credit.
But so we share Accra Sports Stadium, for example. And all the
first phase, second phase, third phase, you be bia. And a standard is qualified to host any game.
Yeah, I don't know, say no. Because what I saw the last time I was there, washrooms, no. Are the washrooms part of renovation?
Yes, yeah. Washroom ni be bia part of the renovation. No, na contractor na we be bia
Wow, it is here how we would maintain it.
It's the maintenance. My catch contractor no, because we are investing a lot of money in this renovation. Every 4 years, 2 years, biano, young Pesican, some very renovation. Until as a policy direction, no, my catcher the National Sports Authority. To me, almost say almost making sure say all those facilities they manage those facilities. So they've put up a maintenance manual, and the maintenance manual are currently working on it with the contractors. Renovation no. Say na be yemrebia say sa ade when I saw mo ye no some ye embra me card your friends obi maybe tell na me go school abroad or UK.
Yes.
Na me adwuma or Lister Hospital.
Okay.
Na me adwuma for facility management. There is a maintenance manual for every facility item be at say embra me ko and the adwuma and there minimum say me A B C D. Me intimi wie say adwuma na pe me supervisor be here dey e take who say ade we am say me maye enti sanniam na maka chom say we have to do something like that, a maintenance manual. So the manual is available for those managing those facilities. So they know say and then Monday and I say and the ejwada me bejuma ade we na say me we so obi so we na so ye say na me ya maintenance no betimi me ankasa before say be ko Nigeria, Ghana, Nigeria match. Me call ye inspection. And nema me hu ye Kumasi Sports Stadium na enyemen. Especially our washrooms no. Na enyeme de me free those in charge. Me say I don't know how ye ha sir. Na enyeme de. Enti sa nema no na say ye hwe. Say yetimi ga aban ebo busuya ana aban di sika ye ejuma. Yen ya ye use ye say ye use sa nema. I say ye hwe so ye.
Baba, and no, because National Sports Authority na mandated to maintain the stadium. No, enti se wuko hu baby sana enye ufa, and enye uda. What happens in the NSA for no?
NSA I gave that instruction. Say I'm making sure any pesika omo budget. Pesika put those things quickly
in place. But the situation,
but there are daily routine activities be wo ha. And now jana say cha enema SSA basana.
What's the model NSA operating? Meaning say obi ko use facility na. There is a part of Sikana Eko National Sports Authority. Is it in the name of the National Sports Authority, but that money will find itself in the consolidated fund? And now say it is saying
a portion be a retain. So whatever revenue National Sports Authority in Benyano, almost some more abayama omo kwan say omo may use some portion.
Okay.
Aye for maintenance
of
facilities no. Even embre bebre no say march be or Sports Authority extra say march be and I say ye pesika say they maintaining this facility to be able to do. And apart from utminya sani mani nyina aban so emma those resources make those resources available to the NSA to be able to manage those facilities. But the absence of the maintenance manual is critical. So that's why I've asked that the NSA and the contractors AESL should ensure that, and the consultants at the AESL, they should ensure that we have maintenance manual for all those facilities that we are renovating. There is a huge and massive investment in renovating of all sports facilities in the country.
Really?
In Sida, Ebin Sida, Nanado Danko Ekufuado Abankwana Sani Manisi. Me catch us say Kumasi me see Accra Sports Stadium. Yeah, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Kumasi Sports Stadium, phase 1, phase 2 no is ongoing. Koko Sports Stadium, phase 1, secondary Sports Stadium, massive. Because close to the scene, and Chebiana rusting in him, and I saw me a dear friend blasting. I'm blasting in Kwano and Yesika Ketwa. And see, they say, Woko home, roofing in secondary.
As we speak,
the contractor, the first phase is on, the work is ongoing. Or the second phase budget are by. Yeah, share a coin be first one second phase no so. I complete so that you when who say Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, Secondary, Tamale, sports stadiums there. Now yes to standard. So Embre Biano, say trauma calf, Emma calf may especially. It means have 5 stadiums in there. so that they can satisfy all the 5 stadiums. Say, yes, satisfying now. Then we have the liberty to choose where we want
stadium
to play.
It is a candidate, for example, first phase, to tackle the roof.
Yes.
First phase for the
roof. Yes.
Now, second phase,
second phase, no, at that, metal,
yes.
Some rusty, some what we call blasting.
Yeah.
Some blast, we are no coating, some metal, the coating, so the coating there, bit withstanding the sea, the salt that is coming from the sea. So all those things are part of the second phase that they are going to work on.
Okay.
And also the pitch, making sure that one way you painting home be now on come second phase. But we are on course to ensure say now we put them to good use.
For second, when we heard say BB a 94% complete.
For the first phase. Until no more say ejuma koso pa.
In the first phase, you still insist say 94%
yes,
complete.
I still insist.
For the first phase.
Yes, for the first phase.
Based on the scope of work.
Yeah, work. No, yes.
In the second phase, no best started by time.
Second phase, no contractor no cry ashasia or ye a big cry before say because ye pen and 10 minutes washasia or ye hojuma, but we are working on to ensure say obetuma complete and soon in term.
Okay, how about the National Sports Authority claims they don't really make money apart from matches
and say Ghana no. Apart from Kotokone has match, Obi when Ohupano, a month for on time, and I say Accra Olympics, and a has a bar. So I'm Brana Cornerstone, Kumasi Cornerstone, or Kumasi Cornerstone, and a Kotoko bar, now month for bar. But they say no, Nipa may bring co stadium. By a bomb money, say, Senebeya, Benya, month for stadium. And a Saturday, now and baby, Skakura Besakono. Na ebia na ebi susu loopholes wom enti Nyankopon Chadie His Excellency Nana the Vice President of the Republic Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Edma directive say menhwe ministry making sure say all these facilities we use the e-ticket platform to ensure say we near say eba sports authority na bi beba there say call GFA maybe call the Galka for how be call there say call club owners no so clubs no so be so call until say ya tutu you use that .gov platform no e create that e-ticket platform Ghana versus Nigeria you use it as a first test case. It was very successful and very user friendly. Within 3 hours na stadium na yama Kumasi. Next stadium because the access to access it was very easy.
But some said the concentration was on taking the money. After that, now Nkofokra ticket na gate access.
Oh, no, it wasn't just taking the money, but say bibi obesha say and there will be few challenges here and there because they say Uber you scanning o tickets no room we scan a ticket obi so no you say am for so a fake tickets. Until you open us a ticket near fake. Now, yes, can I say, and you're not so good ticket now, Jinabonti, and then she say, yeah, now more room. Yeah, but interestingly, maybe Drew Gates, and that's can be any hole. Now, a phone. Who use your phone? The QR code is on every phone, by Android phone.
It was once I don't know when you got there, but time you drew, honor. It was a messy situation.
Say, one man time.
Yes, you delay.
Satam crowd na huge. Among for bebree ticket ama begina gate ano bebree so the fake ticket I aba ho so QR code there all the fake ba ho a room.
But don't you think say for a match of that magnitude ABS be testing new system say or sank pe local league game be
I think this one was the best for us to use because at least challenges be say ebe I find a solution. Now, use match anyway. That's a bigger match bar. New problems better than best bar. So the biggest match we had was this, and that is what we use so that we will know all the challenges, the issues, so that we can address them for even the smaller matches.
Company bena a year e-ticketing for
new company. I mean, boss. Me say .gov platform. No, say your
platform.
Yes. So we use the .gov platform to.
Yeah. it was not, you did not award a third party contract.
No, there's no any third party contract.
One award the contract
To
manage e-ticketing.
Yes, no.
You are sure about that?
Yes, we only got training from the .gov team to ensure, say, they will train the NSA, the staff, those who will be at the various entering points. And it was just within 2 weeks, we ensured that we train them and all those things, but we have not engaged any third party BR.
Third party BR. Okay. And you say, sir, from the successes in that game, you know, are there all the other national team games? Mobe use to
yes, all the national team games, you know, that's what we are going to use. And even the local league, the directive is that as long as you are using the state-owned facility, stadia, we have to go through the e-ticket platform so that we can raise enough revenue for the clubs. The clubs are bleeding, and we have to raise money for them. And also the sports authority need resources to be able to maintain those the facilities that we are using.
Okay, on sports facilities, I think you move away from other issues. No, the final one, something an agency under you now or more champion, which is the National Youth Authority. Was no more see 10
the 10 youth resource, 10 youth resource centers.
From reading around for this interview, you know, I found there were some financial irregularities with construction of the multi-purpose sport complexes. And NAMSUMA project, a halt here. Where are we now?
There was not any financial irregularities as far as I know. What I know is that now a year in phases. Now project no year in phases. Me predecessor, Honorable Isaac Kwame Siama, a chassis, a bono homebody, a majumano koso kama. Emma 10 youth resource centers, neighbor Bakuo, Navrungu, Bakuo Wa. Bakuo Kufodia Miami backyard Kufodia Bakuo Dunkwa Ofin Bakuso Azim in Western region Bakuo Doma Ewo the Bono region and Vota Ewo Adakulu Bakuo Adakulu until the then 10 regions no Bianya Baku and the scope of work was supposed to get it as a youth resource center near FIFA standard field and tracks for athletics, and also an ICT center and an entrepreneur center. So the facilities was not contract normal awarding in phases. Embra me buy no. Na me nia penny aye juma baby wa ye dunu. Na first phase no was almost 90% complete.
Okay.
Then the second phase contracts to have been awarded. Now Saturn normal awarded second phase 2 for the contractors to go on. But now there was differences between the contractors, the second phase contractors, and the first phase contractors. So I needed to sit those two contractors, sit them down to understand the issue. So we directed the National Youth Authority, which is the funding institution for these youth resource centers, to sit down with the contractors. Then we can take a decision. After evaluating all the issues, no contractors are first phase. And one second phase near the we ask them to go ahead because that one there will not be any issue. So currently as you speak, fencing second phase no one bibia no nyina 10 nyina no sitting the seats now installations bibia ade aka no say iska ebi resume certificate but because of the COVID situation time no they couldn't pay them. Nti afena sika no eba kakra ye dey ye dey tuom kakra bitima ye dey bitima ewie ni nyina. But what I can assure the country is that we are committed in ensuring that we complete all those facilities and put them to good use.
Because initially there was sank you ni nyina by 2020.
Yes, send first phase no the timeline na first phase no timeline.
First phase the timeline.
And now we first phase now untimi use say second phase so eba and now what may use.
It is here plus or minus when are we expecting to use?
What I can tell you is that based on the second phase no who say ni nyina so sikasem eka ho contractor no releasing the certificates na say went mean to certificate no on time. Anya ade a time a wo de ama no no obetimi ayeden ewie ntimi se metena aka se me ma time a na che say me be na say payment na ntimi an go through but what I can assure you say be wie ni nyina answer na putting them into good use
before mo second term
before the second term not all the facilities have completed.
The other thing is okay say contractors ni bi wo ho a Omo a first phase, the second phase contractors no were different.
Yes.
Omo deɛ what have you done about it?
So the two contractors have been Yamoma Tenasi, and the National Youth Authority in Penny for Enoma Tenasi, agree on the modalities to move. Some of them, even the first phase contractors, they claim say Oma ye Juma Bia second phase for no ejuma no mu. Nti ni nyina no just omo audit. Yeah, nti audit no so afi na omo wi a omo dey ba ni ama go ahead.
In the still no 10 na go ahead.
Yes. 10.
In the 10 no waka say omo na first phase and second phase contractors near the same.
No me nipa 5.
Omo 5.
They are working vigorously. Very soon those ones we commission them for the public to start using.
Nti aka 5 more and no more. Okay.
Aside that no and astro thefts. Some that can facilities there na some can. Who say before say yewura nana adodanko beba ekufo adobeba abamu no. Na were just 2 astro thefts in the country.
Yes.
Oba yepe na ministries in collaboration with state agencies, GMPC, Ghana Gas, and Gapoha, Costa, and development authorities, starting massive grassroots sports infrastructure. Astro thefts. Currently, we have done more than 90 astro thefts across the country to help us to position, to focus on sports development instead of sports promotion. We need to develop the grassroots sports. And so over here, grassroots sports, you need a very good field to be able to do. You need a very good track to be able to run. You need a very good place for them to do basketball and other sporting activities. These 90 astroturfs are going. And there are even other ones which are also private-led astroturfs, which are Magdan astroturf, and okra the old Bekanwa, and be so the construction is even underway. Our 30 of them. The vision is say every constituency biano, one astroturf. And also who proposal. There to say make sure say before say Nana Adodanko Kufuado Aban Bebe no. Not at least every district be now say every constituency be no near nya astroturf. Now ye cast sponsor now the whole district bet me alcohol acquire sporting activity.
Yeah, but the challenge then will be say okay, it isn't about building astroturf just to take a certain box say you see astroturfs you see and now say a linked to a coherent plan.
It is linked to development. It is linked to the coherent plan. The grassroots sports strategic document that you develop. Ube kaya mbra na yewo school. Yewo adie bi friend interco.
Yes.
Say Yankupon Chade na na do danko visionary at the school free SHS aba. Into bia oya adie bia say oko school. Until you use that platform, no, making sure say at every district, we will use the secondary school system to do the intercon within the district. Somewhere within the district, they will need a very good field to do the sports.
Yes.
So the interco strategic document is ready, and currently, as we speak, we have even facilitated. We've gotten KGL to support what we call interco. Now we have christened it juvenile football. Currently led by the GFA. They are working on it and it's currently ongoing. The juvenile football is also currently ongoing. KGL sponsored this facility. Once I told them that this is the direction, this is the strategic plan, they came on board and supported.
But okay, astroturfs now, they are built just to promote football. Athletics, obey them also. Oh, because the tracks be anyhow. I say we park and so.
Yeah, tracks name, but utmi market. September na me Eko school. Because Salaga secondary school. Not track new, but you do sporting activity. Near banner the chalk, paint be a ho, near market, near come market, near set up with near athletes 100 meters.
Because Obi the message by say Obi ask the minister that in his estimation, what is his estimation of the role of the National Sports Authority in managing sports development over the past 5 years? Note that poor state of facilities and not just the major ones. Grassroots development exists only on paper, mushrooming of federations who don't meet NSA own criteria yet get licensed and renewed. And then I'll be catching it.
Oh, who said I admit there are challenges in the federations,
Yes.
and NSA is working very vigorously to ensure say all those federations, they will meet the criteria of the NSA. But Nansei, maybe the NSA itself, the law that established the NSA, we need to get the LI, the legislative instrument. A bit more backy, and you may be act. But the Emrana Chair said, just on your LI, I have back, you'll be making operationalize. Yanko Poncha, it may be. They are called first pre-laying meeting with the subsidiary legislation committee of parliament and also the youth and sports committee of parliament. I assume, yes, I my mom recommendations. Yeah, capturing attorney general. Yes, I be call accolade. Until once the legislative instrument comes into being, you see the NSA working proactively.
Yeah, but and no again because of so no oversee federations, some have argued say because he said that need a proper funding model to develop in sports at the grassroots level, maybe, just maybe, we don't have to spread the little resources so thinly. In the Ankayen focus it, say be a solid athlete be in some games be if you say okay wait there yeah seek a bit and we are focusing there and pushing them well rather than we want to say to me way you say some games be me who baby I mean baby me funding
me na say me complain because me baby am no obia ba me ho no de ba so omu hia anti me no ya adwen but NSA no me catch on say scan ho but say legislate airline ba into being now it will help because we have sports amount for operating sports facilities. Among for also sports bodies, we have what we call the sports bodies and sports facilities. So Obi said, "Ella ebemwa who as a private person, what you can say, person me be ebema okwan. Emrabema okwan say what me be a sports facility as a private own app
to push a particular sport."
Yes, to push a particular sport, and the NSA will give you license for that. So the LI, the main law will not give you the opportunity, but the LI will give you opportunity. So once the LI comes into being, it's going to give the sports ecosystem a boost.
But the challenge with that,
and it will also give the NSA revenue. Revenues will come in, then it will improve their revenue stream and be able to handle all those issues.
I get that, but the challenge with that is based on maybe interest. My sport be what China, baby. I'm interested in that sport. My background, I have the wherewithal, say me to me, a body facility. My body facility to promote that particular sport. Now, as a sport, they qualify for an international tournament. I will still come to the ministry, say I qualify for tournament in the moon funding and it adds up to the pressure. And what I'm saying is, come to we as a ministry, as part of this LIA, and say, in Ghana, here are the areas your competitive advantage. You can see a sport we can do 50 different sporting disciplines, but we want to concentrate on 10. I names a way we can prepare athletes to get us medals, and then we push our money there.
So Obi, me know ya dream. Say Ghana as a country, we have where we have our strengths,
yes,
where we have our competitive advantage. But you should understand that the individual also have their own rights. They have their rights to whatever they want to do for themselves.
Yes.
And you can't limit the individual. Say Obi, what Marco, China, and our Russia, game be. All right, and they say, as a government, you can't limit. We can't stop you from doing that because that may be where you are also going to even carve out your career. Yeah. But our focus will be on where we have competitive advantage by developing that area because Jamaica. Jamaica is very good in athletics, so they focus even the athletics. They focus on the short distance. They don't worry themselves in investing in long distance. They focus on the short distance, and they are doing well. And it's taking them global in the global stage.
Absolutely.
Then
in
Kenya,
Jamaica, badminton involved.
Focus here 100 meters, 200 meters,
yes.
And they will get at least some athletes that will take and make so that they can make a mark in whatever tournament they game themselves. Ghana, we're also blessed to have talent in boxing. We are blessed to have talent in athletics. We are blessed to have talent in swimming. We are blessed to have, when it comes to football, every community in Ghana, no matter how small that community is, have a pitch.
Good footballer.
Good footballer. The only thing is that we don't identify them and give them the bigger opportunity exposure. And the focus of this government is to ensure, say, we identify them, but we can only do that when we have various minimal facilities in these areas. So once we identify them, they can train there, then they will be able to move. And we can then get people to come and scout, and they can go to play in the Premier League here in Ghana, or go to elsewhere where their services are needed to be able to engage themselves.
That's true. The other
and then you can see that even private sector, we have a model that is enviable in the world, the Right to Dream Sports Academy. It is very enviable. Their model is excellent model. And I've had opportunity of visiting the academy, and I was amazed what I saw. And I'm no surprise, we have more than 4 players from Right to Dream currently in our national team. You have Mohamed Kudus, who is a product of Right to Dream. And once he left there, he went to Nordjylland. They have a club in Denmark. And we have Kamal Din Suleimana, also a product. So we have products from that Right to Dream Academy. So we are currently working. When I visited, I told Tom Venom, I said, Tom, you have done so fantastic work. How do we get this model in some of our second cycle institutions? Because we have institutions. And he said, it's just about facilities. And we are working very closely. We have come with a strategic document of which I'm just about presenting to cabinet so that we can select certain schools, second cycle institutions, and let them practice the model that Right to Dream is doing. We identify
and by that meaning, say, you see our facilities,
no facilities. Say, say Tamale Secondary School or my secondary school, Salaga Secondary School. If Right to Dream, in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, chooses as a sports secondary school, then Right to Dream can take officials, technical people can train them and even scout, identify. Me too. I would make select the best footballer. Me who said you what some dribbling. Be now I might say you're a good footballer. Maybe you can't even sustain yourself. But somebody with a technical eye can say no. This is a great footballer. Afenya Jan wasn't Bechem. A scout have to come here. With a technical eye to identify him, and within the shortest possible time, he's doing wonders in Roma, AS Roma. So those are the things we want to do to ensure that we give opportunity to the youth that we have.
You see, under the NSA, no federations near saying under them.
They are almost 50, and they keep on coming.
50.
Yes, 50.
50.
Yes, 50 federations.
Federations. Licensed. Are supposed to be funded by the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Some of them also get funding from their international federations. So they get funding for, but of course, the ones they will still will come to the ministry, and the sports authority for support. But we have asked the NSA to audit them. Whatever support that we give them, we audit them to see that they are they are making good use of those support that we are giving them.
But as the man in charge of youth and sport for Ghana, ideal number of federations, you're saying, how many federations do you think really wait there? You bet me because 50 is just too much. 50 is just too much.
The 50, yes, I agree with you that is too much. But currently, that is what is. If Oba, now say more requirements say Oba say o register federation, and the requirements say Obenya branches of whatever sporting discipline that you have in maybe at least 6 or 10 out of the 16 regions. Now what man meet that requirement? Now what's about now or requirement A, B, C, D. We're meeting in so just because we are focusing on this, we won't give you. It will be against your human rights. It will be against, apart from your human rights, it will also be a retarding progress. We need, this is a free society. Ghana is a free society where we give opportunity to everyone to develop his or her own talent.
But without a cap, we'll get to a point where 100
Nyankopon boy, me know adwen, but Nyankopon boy no, obiara ne ade a Nyankopon de che no. So you might be a Ghanaian, but you have talent in martial arts. Okay? And if, because maybe we are good, Ghana is good in football, you want to register martial arts, and people have that talent. American football, very big industry in America. It's not here. So there are young men who want to promote American football in Ghana, and I can't say no. Once they meet the requirement, we need to give them opportunity.
But then, because my worry as a Ghanaian also will be, say, I constantly hear federations, crying for lack of support from government. You listen to people
so what I've done, I agree with you. So what I've done is that because I've realized that government, and there's no any country in the world where government alone funds sports. So because of that, I've had a meeting with His Excellency, the President of the Republic, to institute a fundraising drive. And that fundraising drive, the President himself was involved in making sure that
$25 million.
Yes, it was involved. And now we are qualifying the record qualification to Commonwealth Games, and nobody is talking about it. And it's as a result of the money that we got. We invested in sports other than football. We invested a lot in other sports for them to be even go for competitions so that they can get the qualification to go to Commonwealth. The last Commonwealth Games, the athletes that qualified was 78. And you'll be surprised to hear that this year we are going to Commonwealth Games with over 113 athletes.
113 athletes.
13 athletes.
And
so almost, yes, Commonwealth Games this year. And it is historic. It is historic. Why? Because of the huge investment we are putting in the non-football sporting discipline. There is a huge increase in investment.
But I will share percentage in terms of investment now. Some have said the budget of the ministry, bear 90% go into football.
Oh, almost, yes. More than I would say 90, but at least 70% goes to football. Yes,
football.
But
that is not equitable enough.
It is not equitable. But as we said earlier, where the country have competitive advantage, we are fortunate to be a football nation, a football powerhouse.
But we are also a boxing nation.
Boxing nation, and that's why we supported our boxing team for the Olympic Games, and they won there and gave us a bronze. And that is why we are supporting our athletes, Benjamin Azmati, to go for Olympic Games and also have regular camping. And now he's the #1 athlete in the world. And that is why we supported Joseph Paul Amwa. And he has qualified for the World Athletic Championship in Oregon, which is coming on this year. And that is why we are going to encourage more of our youth to get involved, because sports is a skill. Sports is vocation. And I had the opportunity of meeting the finance minister. I said, anytime we are talking of vocational and technical, people tend to think that it's only when you are doing carpentry, when you are doing sewing. That is where they should pay attention to. No, sports is another vehicle that we can use to empower youth, and we need to pay attention. That is vocational, that is technical, and that is a skill that we have to develop. And I'm gracious now. The finance minister agree with me, and he's helping on the youth start program to ensure that the sports becomes one of the vehicles for economic growth in this country.
Honorable Minister, may share. In terms of equitable distribution of more budget and American one, not just say we have 50 federations now. Very likely say some federations ain't yes from the ministry at all, because a 70-year footballer now I have 49 more federations.
So it was Obana say what I can do, like for example, para sports is another area that I'm very, very interested in. The disabled sports, the para sports, I'm very, and I'm supporting them. Currently, the amputee football, they are the African champions.
Football,
the amputee football, they are the African champions, and nobody is talking about it. They won the African champions, and they've qualified for World Cup. So these are things that when even you come, and I know that we are constrained as a country, we go out and reach out to companies like Asempa, and we ask you for support to come and support us, at least get us tickets for our athletes to be able to go for qualification. We can book hotels for us, for athletes to be able to go where they are supposed to camp. And I'm going to use this platform to call on corporate Ghana. And we saw what happened when Ghana won against Nigeria. The good feeling that it brought to this nation. It makes businesses strive. So businesses should support this country as our nation is preparing to go and engage in international competition. The Black Princess have qualified for World Cup, and they are just about camping. The Black Maidens is just 2 matches away from qualifying to World Cup in India. The Black Princess will be going to Costa Rica. The Blasters, almighty Blasters, have qualified for World Cup, and they are going to Qatar. We are going for, I just mentioned record number Commonwealth Games record number 113 athletes going to Commonwealth Games this year. We have the under 20 currently in Niger in Wafu Zombie tournament. The Black Princesses, the Black Queens are also given opportunity to play friendly matches to revamp them to also have their qualification start. The local blaster is also in camping. We are also working on them to also ensure that their qualification. The under 23, we are ensuring. I told the GFA that it is long time Ghana qualified to Olympic Games, and we have to ensure that this time the under 23 also qualify for Paris 2024. In doing that, government alone cannot shoulder this responsibility. And I want to use this your platform, Obi, to appeal to sports journalists and the media to support me in this direction so that we can raise a lot of funds to support our national team to go and make us proud, lift our flag very high. And we want to play, and they are committed of rallying around our flag.
Time more launch the support for your sport, and I don't know, for clarity's sake, it is 25 million, no? Not for Black Stars and Kwana.
Not for Black Stars and Kwana. So make clarity. It wasn't for just blasters, but it was something, a target that we have set to raise. At least we use the blaster then as a leverage interest abem. But we leverage on it to be able to raise. But at least, of course, if you raise it and there is no money and the Black Birmingham, there is Commonwealth Games coming, and the athletes are going for Commonwealth Games, will you say because it's for blaster you won't help them? You have to. You have to. And that is why and let me thank most of the corporate institutions that came for the present briefers, fundraising briefer drive. Most of them supported. So far we have KGL. KGL supported $1 million. $1 million USD. KGL supported
and so far from 25 million. You're saying
from 25 million, we have gotten almost 2.7 million.
Oh, 2.7 million per.
Yes, but
out of $25 million.
I mean, it is a good start. At least if we're sitting and we fold our arms and we have not taken any initiative, His Excellency President have not called for corporate sponsorship. That 2 million, I would have come to Obi. Obi come ba coming to me now. A good start. So we are going to, now that we are seeing results, we are seeing dividend of our investment. And I've mentioned all these qualifications to this major international tournament. It is time for corporate Ghana, for individuals who are resourceful, philanthropists to support. Dangote supported the Nigerians. Okay, supported over almost $2 million. Renovated a stadium, an individual Nigerian, and even asked the FA that they who know even want to go, they should beat Ghana, and they will give them more money. Ghana, we have beat Nigeria, okay, beat them proper. We have qualified for World Cup.
But say Obi an investor, no, you're interested.
So me say more sikano.
Yes.
More for more happiness to every home in Ghana.
But honestly, Obi an investor, now or you interested, no, can say in Ghana, sports minister say omu invest in athlete, and nothing the record time qualification there. It will be to say Benjamin Azameti. Investment ben in what?
Say Oma Yeko World Athletic Championship.
Yes.
Or he's on scholarship in the university that he's attending. Once the school, he's able to get competition because he's in school.
Yes.
Once he's on vacation, you still have to keep him so that he can get training time.
Of course.
So your plan is 2 weeks before the World Athletic Championship, we have to camp them. And if you have to camp them, you have to bring the quartet team, the 4x4 team. You know, individually, they are excellent athletes. Yeah. But you know, in baton change, the technicalities involved, they need to practice more so that when they get opportunity, they will be able to make an impact. In Olympics, they were the only African nation to get to the final. And then that was a huge achievement. Even though we didn't get We didn't get any medal in that. I was so happy. At least they lifted our part of the finalists. Ghana flag was there, and they did us proud. But the technicalities involved in change of baton and all those things, they need to practice more, and that is what we have to keep them. And sometimes you don't camp, you might not camp. Once you are camping them, you have to pay for hotel bills. You have to give them allowances. Sometimes you have to fly some of the athletes to join them there, and these are all costs. So when we are asking for support, it doesn't mean that only money. You can decide and say, okay, we are giving you tickets. We are buying tickets for the Black Princess. We want the rich people in Ghana to say, okay, I'm buying. In Nigeria, the team, it was an individual who gave the airpiece, gave the flights for free.
Oh, the flight them are for free.
For free.
For team,
and so say yeah, visa. Say your Black Princess, almost call for your friends. Say World Cup no, but your ticket, ama players no for free. Say a buying castle. A buying castle. And our supporters, somebody do machiako support two team no so. What many be say okay, beto ticket baby 500 tickets ama supporters. Ni nyina ya dia ebeboa aban no.
But who say to say obi nso person yes strategic.
Obi nso strategic.
And na me say obi to say Azameti. Azameti is not a product of ebia bibi deliberate Ghana as on my maybe on one and fafa ni baby akopie US na onya.
Yes sir. Me can say Ghana Fastest, even though that is a private one.
Okay.
Or Kono School or University of Ghana.
Okay.
Ghana Fastest. Me information I know. Ghana Fastest. He went through Ghana Fastest and he got a scholarship.
Okay.
That's the information I have. I might be wrong, but that's the information. But Oko, you know, say Ghana man opportunity to represent us. Ebia. Baby Odu Nunkundu. And as those scholarships say ba, Emma Omaino. And now say the association say yeah too say obi or federations and women to say athletic federation, swimming federation, scholarship be eba to the swimming federation. No. Say o man Ghana Antina South Federation then boxing scholarship eba for boxing federation or boxing authority. So what I say enti o man Ghana but yes so enemy say ono aboa baby awadu bia no yes we say tanachi ni piano no ndu baby a nko on dream crash obey.
But do we have a Ghana fastest man model to raise the next Azameti? As for mine, you will be sir.
Government will continue to support initiatives like Ghana Fastest. Government will continue because Ghana Fastest in the crown. He does it with the support of government. Because Obeko GMP say only this sponsorship. Now so called GMP not GMP for free minister. Ghana Fastest for Bahame Mboama say me kase mo mboa no mo mfi no kra. Ghana Gas the same thing. Ghana Gas is supporting Ghana Fastest.
Okay.
Ni nyina ya abansika.
Okay.
Abansika.
Okay. Honorable, I've just been told say Uganda are budgeted $2 million for Commonwealth Games. Yeah, budget for Commonwealth Games you're saying.
We have set up International Games Committee. On my year budget, on my year plan bibia. I feel no be too many. Nti se minya we na me be tudwa. But as we speak no, I feel no be report back to me.
Okay. That's for Commonwealth Games.
Because I don't know the number of athletes that Uganda have qualified.
Okay.
So you cannot compare Ghana to Uganda, Ghana, Rwanda because it will depend about the number of athletes that you have qualified and officials you are taking.
Anoka yeden.
Anoka African federations are to say Olympic federations Africa.
Okay.
Union.
Omone, I hear or say please ask the sports minister the latest on the impasse between AU and Anoka.
Who said the last African Games no. Ne Kurubina say omo na omo Morocco for ebe sevu AU hosting omo buy no almost signing agreement Anoka for AU for signing agreement say for that particular games. But after that no country be abenya the right to host no you have what we call the protocol agreement to sign. So Ghana any AU for a negotiation has signed protocol agreement. The protocol agreement went to cabinet and it has gone to parliament for parliamentary ratification. Ye hosting and Anoka for said no, almost AU for agreements for marketing rights. So what I say. So yes, sanction meeting between AU, Anoka, and another association friend UKSA.
Okay.
Omo nyina ba Ghana, I me no more tenase ye meeting. But the meeting now nkosu ye. And the AU for who are the owners of the games of African games, they've decided to part ways because they said the agreement was for only the Moroccan one. So the information I have is that the AU have decided to part ways. Anoka can still support Ghana, UKSA can support Ghana, but they are not going to go by the tripartite agreement that they had for Morocco.
It means the Africa Games next year, AU will not be part.
AU, they are the owners of the game. They have to be part.
Okay.
Anoka is the technical Olympic committee. We almost so they are supposed to be part.
Okay.
Then UKSA is the association of all the federations, all the African federations. Almost some of my association, they are also supposed to be part. So we will, as a country, we don't have any problem with all these stakeholders.
Okay.
They had problem with AU, and we asked them that their problem should not have negative impacts on our hosting. They should go and resolve their challenges and leave Ghana and make sure that all of them, AU, Anoka, UKSA, they should support Ghana for Ghana to host because they are all doing so in the interest of the athletes of our continent.
Yes.
They are not doing so in their selfish interest. They are doing so in the interest of the athletes. So if they are doing that, then they should have no reason of making sure that they drill the success that Ghana want to chalk.
Ghana want to chalk next year. Inti me pacho inti see Anoka no oma sanctions Ghana 2023. Ebe serve as a qualifier for Paris 2024 ana.
The initial agreement that we had was yes, but we are still working on it because of their challenges. Those are the threats they are using. But as whether African Games becomes qualifier for Paris or not, our African Games will come on.
It will happen.
It will happen because African Games was not sanctioned for you to be used for qualification to Paris. That's not one of the requirements.
But would that not affect the morale of the athletes coming?
Yes, it is. Once it is a qualifier, you get the best athletes to attend.
Yeah.
And everyone want the best. And that is why we wanted it to be qualifier. But if it doesn't happen, we are still on course, making sure that we organize the best African games on the continent.
But when it comes to say,
it will be fantastic.
We need even the president to step in.
Oh, the president is involved. Sure. The president is fully involved in making sure that it happens.
Yeah.
The president is well briefed and he's working behind the scene, making sure that it happens.
Well, we need to see all the best athletes in Ghana.
In Ghana, and we'll do whatever it takes to get all the best athletes here.
Very well. Let me read some few messages. Now, Fiemra local, the Ghana Premier League. Of course, and some a little on Black Stars, because somebody sent me a question, say, where from this new interest in Ghanaian players abroad? And they, I say, who Ghana ni bia so Ghana moja kakra Uzbekistan kra it is something that the ministry has sanctioned. And what's the way forward for the technical direction of the Black Stars? We would have that conversation after this. Where's Obi? The sports minister is a unique man. He hardly talks but always gets the job done. Just like how he transformed the National Service Secretariat, I know he would repeat same at the sports ministry. Kudos to him, Frank Bannerman or Awoshi. This one says, Obi, God bless Honorable Mustapha Ussif for us. When all hopes were lost, he managed to qualify us for the Mundial in Qatar. He is indeed a result-oriented minister. Kofi Usu Ewo Ashtown. This one says, Obi, this minister has done so well, yet hardly makes noise. I work with the Federation and I can attest to the fact that this is the only minister who has given attention and has massively supported lesser-known sport. Robert Annan. This one says, Obi, using the hybrid approach was the best for GH. Kudos to the minister for acting smart and intelligent. He is the type of person we want in the helms of affairs of Ghana. He talks less but gives out huge results. Krobia Kweku Asante Ewo Bantama. This one says, I must say Ghana sport has made great strides in the past year under the leadership of Honorable Mustapha Ussif. The Black Satellite won the African Under-20. Samuel Techi gave us first Olympic medal in 30 years. The Black Stars have returned to the World Cup. Disciplines such as swimming are winning more laurels, and our athletes are getting new records. Keep supporting them and keep up the spirit, Mr. Minister. Asiedu Minta ewo edum. This one says, the Ministry of Sport is noted for controversies, especially post-tournament scandals. So far, I've been counting and there have been 3 major tournaments without any scandal under Honorable Mustapha as sports minister. That is the Africa and then in Mauritania. Yeah, but tournament in Mauritania.
Under 20.
Football.
Yes, football.
Okay. AFCON in Cameroon and the Tokyo Olympics. That in Japan. Keep it up, Honorable Sly Akpokavi Ewo Hohoi and on the way abba. Okay, Sly Akpokavi and on the way abba. Let me see the other ones we have here. We say Obi, first time listening to the minister Ussif. And I speak this lengthy, and I must admit he's smart in what he's doing. Kudos to him. Regard to Jeff Kasim, incoming Nasara organizer, Greater Accra, Farouk in Tema. Let me see. This one says, Obi, there was short curtain for an Olympic stadium at Botema last year. Has that been abandoned? I don't know. But I think we've spoken about that earlier. Let me see. We say, I think the idea of renovating the nation stadia to FIFA standard for national competition is highly commendable. Obi, I think it is time Accra Sports Stadium, after being starved from international games for God knows when, should be put into use, especially our qualifiers to Cote d'Ivoire in 2023. Obi, catch a minister no there. Brofono Dorso Dodo. Best regard to Dr. Brain Sama Kabiesi in second D and or the way about Obi. What assurance do we have that the likes of Ben Azamati can reproduce this exploit or even better in the very competitive Olympic Games next year? Dr. Dakwa Ewo DC. Also, by this, I mean, how much investment are we making in them to ensure they are up to speed for at least the next 5 years? Because, Obi, a speed of 9.90 seconds is good. But trust me, people are training for 9.60 and 9.70 seconds, etc. And that's a good question at Dr. Dakwadifi, Washington, D.C. Abba. And it speaks to investment into... So how do we make Azameti more competitive? Say, apart from we will do Olympic Games near Ghana, Uncle Puli Moselle, and I say, Uncle Adi,
say more training time so that competitions be or say a man or participate not necessarily just for medals or be able, but on more training time and more competitions so that he'll keep fit and be able to do and be able to compete for whereas when the next Olympic comes in Paris and also Commonwealth Games in which is just about the corner. But like I told you, I met the Ghana Athletic Federation. I met Bawa and his team. And also Charles. Charles is your good friend, Charles, who works in the media space as well. Yeah. I met them, and we have a very strategic plan for our athletes as well, to ensure that they remain relevant and remain very competitive and maintain the records that they've set for themselves and for the nation.
Your sport policy as a country.
The sports policy is being worked on now. There is a team that have tasked to come up with a sports policy, and very soon we'll launch it.
The sports policy?
Yes, the sports policy.
Okay, are you different from the sports bill?
Yeah, the sports bill, the sports act is there, but you need a policy to move the sports sector. So the policy will look at all the aspects of the whole sports ecosystem and what we can do to position. And the vision, I made them to know my vision. The vision is to position sports as economic driver of our country, because I've lived in UK for almost 9 years, and in UK sports contribute hugely to their GDP, and I believe so also in Ghana. We have asked that very soon we are going to do sports contribution to our GDP, and that is something that I'm so passionate about. What's the
research?
Yes, research the contribution of sports to our GDP, and once we have it, then we can also tell the finance minister that this is what sports is bringing and this is what we require in return.
Okay, inti yentiminka sport enya the local league. Are you impressed with the Uhuno?
In fact, I'm very impressed with the performance. But what I'm not impressed about is the violence that is currently ongoing in our various league, especially just recently yesterday. And I want to use this platform to condemn what's happening in the Division 1 league between Tamale City and Nsuatreman.
Yes.
It's uncalled for and it's commendable. And I want to use this opportunity. I've asked the chief director to issue a statement to the GFA to ensure that all this league, we have to improve on security and make sure that they enhance security for every match that is ongoing, whether the Premier League, the Division 1, Division 2, or Division whatever. And the women football, they should ensure that there is total security for our players and also even the spectators, so that we don't want this to be seen. If you want investment in the sector, people will not invest in such thing. People will not put their money in where they will see that there are violence. And I'm working around the clock, making sure Tembia, yes, me Tembia, me call run, na me patch KGL, person boa Premier League, me coach, na me co companies, MTN, Vodafone, on person be support ya, say very, very attractive. And once it's attractive, it also add the value up, so that they know how much. If instead of putting $1 million, they want to put 10 million because it's very attractive. But if much be there are issues na ntata or ha enye nti mejina ha na makachi on says spectators, and let me appeal to our spectators that in every game there is a win and there is a lose. So there are two outcomes. It's three. It's win, draw, or lose. Whatever outcome happens, you have to move on. You don't destroy or attack your opponent. It's not good for our country and our sports.
One other way people think the state can help in investment in our local league, infrastructure, of course.
And we are working on it.
Of course, the Accra Sports Stadium, Kumasi, Takrade, Cape Coast, Tamale are there. Minim, if the youth resource centers can be used for league matches.
They are going to be used. Like I told you, they all meet the FIFA standard. And I say 5,000 seating capacity,
5,000
of which is even expandable to 7,000, 9,000.
Okay.
So it's something that we want to all the 10. And once we are done with the 10, the newly created regions will get their fair share. Then we can then continue. They will all be used for the Premier
League matches. But look at it this way. See, I would say through buying any agencies, what me see 90 AstroTurfs. I know say Premier League club be a Division 1 club be a second division club be a park of a sort of mobile league matches. And when you look at those stadia on TV, it's a nice so. Is it part of more planning? Say, okay, rather than maybe spend money to build AstroTurf in Baby to say Sunyani, for example. Yen spend this can enfan left Coronation Park.
Yeah,
to a certain standard.
Coronation Parks, yeah, they are that president Nakuma Sopa. Sunyani Coronation Park. Until President Cross Sanshemi say, yen juma, near making sure say we uplift it and yen see stadium for Masunyana for Oshe 2022 budget. Minister for Finance Eddie Shemu who say concept note name and feasibility study bet me there aba nti say me di tudwa wa bo hodini die. But aside that no yet clubs no warm park, but say yenso aban no identify baby say bia ahana aban no be si na say all club no person use aban no be ma ho kwan aiden eyusu yempe and we a club a private business na aban abesi amount na say yen person be use aban person use and I say person dey inter schools identify talent estimate figure na waka say oh this e old dia it aban no person omo ownership but who club no person be use yen betime am the National Sports Authority will allow you to use
but
just like Accra Sports Stadium. It's for the government.
Absolutely.
But we don't prevent Accra Suffolk Olympics and Co. to use
from using it. The challenge is also AstroTurfs now. Dimensions, no. Does it meet the standard of the league?
Most of them meet the standard.
But most of them don't.
Yeah, those ones that we started earlier, you know, when every new thing is coming, the dimensions, instead of going through say omoba Ministry of Youth and Sports near go Sports Authority no more dimension obi or say obi asempa person oboa Yagaba Kubore constituency in AstroTurf mo sorry I no say because no makoye yensi near ye omo beji dimensions no and our contractor need be beji dimension but say yama ye dey atudwa say obi a opese yes ade money bia no e say oba sports ministry near ma ye technical arm no agency no more dimensions meet the FIFA standard so that at least the youth or the athletes, the sportsmen and women, may use those ones that will meet the FIFA standard. And the idea, you have mistake, no, but we are correcting it.
And in all of those, no, more consulted GFA, no.
Yeah, consulted GFA because the dimensions, the dimensions, we consult the GFA because there are requirements for FIFA. Say, Ebia, what's Messi even field no crowd the main football field no. A bit me meet dimension no, but the wall is a see wall afa.
Yes.
The distance between the wall and the field no supposed to be certain dimension.
Okay.
So all they also run as a see bibia keke. Now we know got two wall afa. Say ye banner say be ye licensing team no banner some be ye assessment they will fail you because of the dimensions.
Okay.
Because ye person will be bo and also to me cannot sort tifia na niti akobo your friends and wall no. So there are certain dimensions FIFA standard that SO meet between the playing field or the track and the wall.
Okay. Okay. We should be wrapping up on the interview, but we say Obi, that is my MP. He's a good man. Before he became an MP, no town had electricity in the entire constituency. Today, over 20 communities can boast of electricity. Thanks to him, Abudu Salifu, Ewa Yagaba. Yagaba. Over 20 communities. Wow.
We are working on it to ensure that at least before Nanado, now every single community in my constituency have electricity.
Wow. And for more some of the artist impressions for the various facilities are used for Africa Games next year. I've seen one for the Legon, how the Legon Stadium, so we are able look like, and the progress of work. In the Oba, Jackson and Saka videos be okay, this should be way Legon there, no. And Ubehu how and we training one on a way. Okay, the main pitch in the training one in wow. And the warm up pitch in bra Facebook was Empire FM page. Na bra beshe videos no ebi how some of these projects no will look like. Honorable Inti Matisse launch legacy project be ochna.
Yeah.
A project be
Obi a project me my who say say a leave legacy no ma Ghana youth because ye didn't come on your say Ghana no oko community bia kro bia because no matter how small says our community sacro no there no footballers so honkola no be ball.
Yes.
But the most important item when it comes to football football na nkasa.
Okay.
But accessibility no a challenge. Nti me launch project 1 million football. And the project 1 million football, the concept they say we are calling on corporate institutions and our clubs are Ghana players about a hobby that say Chelsea, McLeese and about Oko Inter Milan, AC Milan, Sule Muntari, Oko AS Roma, Afenya Jan, Boho, say Oko Arsenal, Thomas Partey, Eboho, Crystal Palace. We are calling on them to give back to the communities in Ghana. So we are going to launch this campaign, and this campaign will be taken to their doorsteps. That football there, you
get
so we raise 1 million football
and you
distribute it to all, not clubs, but every community.
Okay.
So that the young one coming will have access to the ball and use it to play. Whilst we are developing the infrastructure, we need to make the ball accessible to every child.
For every community, the ball, the assembly member.
Yeah, the assembly member. And I say coach be communities no more coach. Now the mom sa community we be the boss no be no more ball. E bro ho be ko pe ball no be crab ball nya bimbo. Na unya ball na be then develop talent. And we want to make those balls accessible to the young men and women in our country. So project 1 million football. Obi, Shasie, na donate bi. Why?
Wow. Enti AstroTurfs no. Say why mu na manage?
Astro
be 90 na mo si na NSA ana.
For now, bebree wɔ hɔ a communities na ye develop wɔ hɔ no. Communities ni na manage because those facilities no with time ebia NS will take over. But ebia yɛmfa ne sɛ ebi wɔ Ghana Gas ne for ana ekosi ama Angerin Ghana for or district, the district assembly no ho. So the district assembly will be managing it, and every district be a sports committee.
Yes,
every district be a Ghana was sports committee. Sports committee for no omo no mo den omo hwe so.
Oh, okay. And now on my year in the sports committee in the then they report to the assembly.
Then they can also report back to even the sports authority.
The sports authority. Okay. Well, so Obi, infrastructure focus has been the bane of Ghana sport. What investment have we made so far in sport personnel performance to ensure we will be competitive? What has happened to the sports fund? Your sports fund? Sports fund,
no idea. Ye gusu ye hu adwuma pese lunch, but ye ntimi nyen lunch ye. But idea ye hu adwuma pa. Ye lunch then we can raise funds. But even before the lunch, that's why His Excellency the President have launched the fundraising drive to be able to call on corporate Ghana na yetmenya funding a year. But he says so you start taking decision say skebia be fee international games no some percentage be sports fund no so be develop the talent that we have.
And that's even a good point to ask this question about participating in the World Cup returns be better. Mostly necessary can buy a cost straight into the consolidated fund. Are we going to do the same after Qatar?
Idea is a cabinet be taking decision. Say Ghana government and the sole financier of our national team.
Yes.
Says can a base FIFA de masse fa prepare team now you prepare team new year your participation fees bia your friend appearance fee obetua and then nema also yema team nankasa nti na ya FIFA edema qualified nations nti say aban no ebefa ho ka no aye adwuma no na say eba dia na say aban ni sika no de na say sika no na ekọ aban no nti na ya eba na ekọ aban ba ye na aban be kasa say na be ya we use part of the funds, there are legacy project that will be remembered. Say, Embra Nana Adodan Kwekufuado, Nimbreso, ye call Qatar. Sa sika yenya FIFA no. Ejuma we ni etimidia den. Ye I be legacy for the World Cup that we have qualified for 2022.
Do we know how much we should expect?
Yes, officially menya any numbers be
but it will be something more than $20 million.
No, right? Depending upon the progress. The progress. See it me.
Semi-finals.
You will call every cup for the crowd of Ghana. But anya year will be able to dubiano. Near a betchere sika do ebenya efi tournament.
Very well. Wesa Obi, Azuma Nelson Sport Complex has gone under several renovations since my days in Accra over 10 years ago, but it hasn't been completed. And Azuma Nelson, not Eka sa 10.
Eka pa.
Oh, Eka the national
sponsor you for no.
Azuma Nelson Sports Complex.
Yes, Eka.
In the announcement, no the contractors SSI and
yes, Eka.
It's at a standstill as we speak.
But the work has progressed steadily. It's almost 90%.
Azuma Nelson Sports Complex, 90. Wow. Okay. We say Ninahin multi-purpose complex is becoming.
We shared the 2020 election manifesto for the MPP. Like I said, we will convert some of them to sports academies.
Yes.
So I'm using this platform to appeal to potential investors. Say they should prepare because we publish for invitation for express of interest to do BOT to support in establishing sports academy in at least if not all of them, but selected ones.
That's in the multi-purpose.
Yes, yeah, in the
sports
facility.
way,
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say Nyenahi multi-purpose complex is becoming an area for rats, and we were told during elections that these 10 multi-purpose stadia were between 75 to 95% complete, but none is completed. When are they going to finish just one? Big boss and on the way a brain. This one says, Obi, let him answer investment in preparation of sports personnel. Interest is okay. Let me see. I think we should be ending here on the note of the Black Stars. In the Siciano, players a one man on it. In the ate Inaki Williams, yate dear Ben, Afena, Dabi on Yafena, Chelsea for your friend saying, Odoi, and it's Hanaman, man. Inti, where are we? Are we getting them for the World Cup?
The technical team is working on making sure that Omenya Ghana for Omodo Ghana. Me position is say yepe only skillful players. We are not looking for just skillful players, but we are looking for skillful and committed to our nation. And to what? Yes, technical team will approach you say, "Oh, you're Ghana ni," but yepe say obe bomber Ghana. Now when we say what make kunhu ama a flag our country, then you are welcome. But obia only say oh no bound to be kunhu no. Yentimi ka say oh you Ronaldo and Messi kura na yempel.
Do you support Omoeka say boys na ball qualifiers na yem form one Kobo World Cup me yemfa obi fufuro bi am.
Debi me say there are yet me identify better say bia embre am ball no ye embre nimbre. E bia embre ye call ball qualification na ye qualifier no be ho no maybe no ye injured. But he's a good player. So you think say omo ko boy no kwa na ende omo ko. But yen so yentimi ko say wholesale yen ko pe because he say a qualifier no yen ko pe your friend say when Ronaldo and Messi ono yen de ombebo obi nye ejuma no obi abeko.
And just say you've left that to the technical team. Say omo en deciding.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, who makes up the technical team? As we speak, Black Stars need coach.
Oh yeah, your coach.
Coach, man.
Your coach omo qualify call World Cup no. GFA na aban because aban etua omoka. Yehu so mabom mbody pa.
Okay.
Omo bom mbody nti omo start engagement omo terms of agreement. Nyina omo yi kasa ho very soon omo be tudwa. But omo no currently they are working.
Has the decision been taken, sir? We should maintain
yes. It's a decision.
And yet what the president suggested when they met him.
I think when the president suggested, the FA has their plans, and they have the mandate to hire, and they think that they've seen wisdom in what Ghanaians are calling them to do because they saw what happened, that we qualify based on a good technical team that we had.
The decision is that the FA in negotiating with them, no. And yes, I negotiate. Say you be foul more, and I am foul more. You negotiate on terms.
Yes.
Fadia ya form.
Of course. On terms, na
say more negotiate. In TCK, Mrs.
Otuado, the head coach.
Otuado be head coach.
Yes.
Your friend is saying
George Boateng
and Masau Didi Dramani. They are there.
They are there.
Olele will be there. So
yes.
Olele
goalkeeper trainer.
He will be there.
Yeah, and Chris Hughton.
Chris Hughton is still technical advisor.
Yes. And they are working very well, working together very well. Excellent.
At the World Cup, this is the team we would see.
Inshallah.
Now, FA technical director, be near friend is saying, so for Germany, you say
Bernard Lopet. Bernard Lopet.
Honestly, we maintain no.
On the so on FA technical way on your blaster. You were FA technical director.
I get it.
You were FA technical director and you were blaster
technical advisor.
And so they are different.
Na FA technical director no so weni adwuma wa ye ne so weni.
Oh yeah, obo adwuma pa.
Papa no. Lope no. Adwuma me.
Hey, training facilities for officials and other things. I can see the work that he's doing.
Lope.
Yeah. He's doing a lot.
And the Lope Anyways, honorable, my nasi, ever see the incommode.
Obi me da say, no team, producer, and a team of more hanging at the Masi, Yankopon Shiramo, no mamma honde, and quatinti, Nejuma Pamo Bomaga, or Mam Ghana, and Moncoso, and Boxa, Edgeman, and one a Bujuma. You are a key stakeholder in the development of sports.
Very important.
They say we are ambassador to 1 million football project.
Very important.
Ambassador, my point too.
Mate, I accept it wholeheartedly.
Okay.
But this one says the Cycling Association of Ghana has lost a long-serving member, Joseph Koukuma, age 72 years, alias KK, into Joseph John Kuma, and on the way. Okay, that's one on